Good evening, everybody. I just wanted to come on and highlight this article here. And I do this from time to time if I don't feel like waiting for the next video to put something in. And this, so far, seems to be of the utmost importance. Now, if anybody remembers, prior to January 6th, we were telling these, quote, right-wingers, whoever, we were telling them, don't go to the Capitol. It is a trap. I remember that was before I started making videos, like right before, because I started making videos on January 22nd, 2021. And I remember I was in many comment sections. I was in so many different comment sections just telling people, and my only message was, do not go to D.C. on the 6th. It is a trap. People called me soy boy. People called me pansy. They said I was working for Nancy Pelosi, the whole 9 yards. And so I said, you know what? If you don't want to see that this is a trap, go ahead and go and find out exactly what it is. Lo and behold, they went to January 6th, or they went to the Capitol on Jan 6th, and we all know what happened there. Now, we all know about the Woo's News video and what he did and decoded the entire thing, like broke it down, every little detail. We all know nothing really happened there. Nothing really truly happened there. It was all production. It was all DHS, and he even showed the document at the beginning of the video that he did that showed that that's the kind of thing they like to do. And we know that's the kind of thing they like to do. Now, with all this going on right now at this point in time, all of it, all the propaganda, the continued division, the push toward the New World Order, well, further into now, I guess you could say, and I come across this little guy. Intel shows extremists to attend Capitol rally. Okay. Now remember, we're on the lookout right now at this point in time. We're in the month of September. We are on the lookout for a major false flag. Something that's pretty huge. And I believe that something like this could most definitely be turned into a big false flag, especially if something like January 6th happens again. Can you imagine what they would be able to do and how they would be able to control the mind of the public? Anyway, so, Intel shows extremists to attend Capitol rally. Far-right extremist groups like the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers are planning to attend a rally later this month at the U.S. Capitol that is designed to demand justice for the hundreds of people who have been charged in connection with January's insurrection, according to 3 people familiar with intelligence gathered by federal officials. So already they make a reference to January 6th. They call these people far right-wing extremists, whatever. And in their book, everybody's a terrorist. So, as a result, U.S. Capitol Police have been discussing in recent weeks whether the large perimeter fence that was erected outside the Capitol after January's riot will need to be put back up, people said. The officials have been discussing security plans that involve reconstructing the fence, as well as another plan that does not involve a fence, the people said. They were not authorized to speak publicly and spoke to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity. The planned September 18th rally at the Capitol comes as jittery Washington has seen a series of troubling one-off incidents, including most recently a man who parked a pickup truck near the Library of Congress and said he had a bomb and a detonator. Among the most concerning events, a series of unexploded pipe bombs placed around the U.S. Capitol ahead of the January 6th insurrection remain unexplained, and no suspect has been charged. On Capitol Hill, the politics around fencing the iconic building and its grounds were extremely difficult for lawmakers after January 6th insurrection. Many said they disliked closing off access, even as they acknowledged the increased level of security it provided. So, look at what's going on here already. They're already setting the narrative to be able to pull something off again and then blame these people. And if you label yourself as a right-winger, and you're getting ready to go to this thing, don't go. I repeat, do not go to the Capitol on September 18th. It is a trap. I feel like we're just going the same script as 2020, I swear. They said, oh, it worked so well last time, let's just run it again. On Capitol Hill, the politics around fencing on the iconic building and its grounds were extremely difficult for lawmakers. Already read that part. The decision on whether or not to erect the fence again will likely be considered by Capitol Police Board, according to a House aide familiar with the matter and granted anonymity to discuss it. No decisions have been made. The board consists of Sergeant-at-Arms of the U.S. House of Representatives and Sergeant-at-Arms and Doorkeeper of the U.S. Senate and Architect of the Capitol. The deadly riot overwhelmed the police force that was left badly prepared by intelligence failures and has resulted in internal reviews about why law enforcement agencies weren't better equipped. With all the videos I saw, they were all let in. And the choreography was so bad. The police officer didn't even, he started backing up and running away, and then he stopped and looked at the people, and he was, looking wait, what are you going to do? You going to come after me or what, so I can run? And then when they started walking after him, then he ran, act like he was in danger, all that stuff. The planned presence of the extremist groups is concerning because while numbers of associates of Oath Keepers and Proud Boys make up just a fraction of nearly 600 people who have been charged so far in the riot, they are facing some of the most serious charges brought so far. Oh, and by the way, the date of this, September 18, what do you got? 666. That's 18, right? 6 plus 6 plus 6. We're in the 9th month, so obviously a 9 is also a 6 in numerology. Those charges include allegations they conspired to block the certification of President Joe Biden's victory. Several Oath Keepers have pleaded guilty to conspiracy charges and are cooperating with investigators in the case against their fellow extremists, who authorities say came to Washington ready for violence and willing to do whatever it took to stop the certification of the Electoral College vote. Again, lie. And the Trump supporters were the butt of the joke of that one. They're going to do this again. We have to keep an eye on this one. In a statement to the AP, Capitol Police Chief Tom Manger said the department was closely monitoring September 18th. We're planning accordingly. Quote, after January 6th, we made department-wide changes to the way we gather and share intelligence internally and externally. I'm confident the work we're doing now makes sure our officers have what they need to keep everyone safe. Still, law enforcement officials are increasingly concerned about the rally, potential for violence. The Metropolitan Police Department will activate its entire force for that day and has put specialized riot officers on standby, law enforcement officials said. But for federal officials, the person who planted the pipe bombs also remains a serious concern. Many of the leads in the investigation have come up dry, and investigators working on the case haven't been able to figure out whether the suspect is a man or a woman, people familiar with the case said. And here's something for you. Where's the proof that these pipe bombs were just planted all around the building? And if somebody really was going to do this, wouldn't you think they'd follow through? They're lying to you. The FBI has released grainy surveillance video of the person they believe left the bombs and have said the person wore a gray hooded sweatshirt and a face mask, backpack, and distinct Nike Air Max Speed turf sneakers in yellow, black, and gray. FBI had asked Nike for information about the shoes and sought to analyze information from purchasers, according to law enforcement documents obtained by the Associated Press. So they're going on about all this stuff, and they explain the bombs and all this stuff. Let's see. Apparently the bombs weren't discovered until the next day, shortly before thousands of pro-Trump rioters stormed the Capitol. It's not clear whether that means the pipe bombs were unrelated to the next day's riot or part of the riot planning. Both buildings are within a few blocks of the Capitol. Now, this is something that we are going to have to watch, because they definitely could be gearing up to pull off another false flag and blame it on whoever they feel like blaming it on at that point. They could say that these people were radicalized. And I don't know anybody, honestly, I don't know anybody who would go and, quote, storm the Capitol. We all seen what that really was. Terribly choreographed, if you actually pay attention to it. I might try to find the Woo's News video to reshare it again. I did it a while ago. But we got to keep a lookout for this. If you are a right-winger and you are planning to go to the Capitol on the 18th, do not go. That doesn't make me a soy boy. Doesn't make me a employee of Nancy Pelosi or whatever. It makes me a concerned citizen who wants you to not be in the way of their plans. That's literally it. Same reason I was telling people not to go. Oh, not just me, many people. Telling people don't go to the Capitol on the 6th. What'd they do? They went to the Capitol on the 6th. Now look. But this time when they pull this off, and they might, they will be able to get so much more done. Because they'll say, oh, see, we told you guys, we released that DHS bulletin about these right-wing terrorists and whatnot, and we've been watching them, and they've been radicalized by the Taliban in the Middle East, and they can use this to stifle more freedom. They can use this to, you know, come down on peaceful protests and gatherings and whatnot. We have to be mindful of all of it. This might not even be, it might be nothing. It might be just people showing up, doing whatever, and going home. Or it could be an incident like last time where that's all we saw on TV for days and days and days. Either way, we need to be sure that nothing happens, so we have to spread awareness on it. I will be watching this very closely. And again, if you're planning on going, don't. If anybody would go to this, they are literally asking for it. You are asking to be branded and labeled as a terrorist or extremist or whatever. And if they get away with this again, on top of whatever false flags they might be planning, it's going to be bad. I also heard reports of possible power outages in December, January. People have been, going around taking the thing they're not supposed to be taking. And I found out today, actually, you guys will be interested to know this, my aunt. So her brother, she used to be married into my family, but I still call her my aunt because it's how those things work in my family. Her brother went and took both doses of whatever shot. 3 days later, he develops Bell's palsy. He cannot even move his face. He can't speak properly. He's drooling everywhere. He's constantly, that's what happened. So that's another person that I know that was affected personally by this, that I know of personally. So, just something to keep our eyes on. And as always, God bless every single one of you. Don't go to the Capitol on the 18th. Do not. Let me know all your thoughts. God bless.